court ordered Dr. Riek Machar to remove his necktie during trial. The special court handling the Nasser incident continued its hearing in Juba on Monday. During the session, suspended First Vice President Dr. Riek Machar appeared before the court together with the other accused person. However, before the hearing could continue, one issue immediately caught the attention of the judges. Dr. Riek Machar entered the courtroom wearing a necktie. This became important because during an earlier court session, the presiding judge had already ordered that none of the accused persons should wear neckties while attending court hearing. According to the court, the order was made because of security concern inside the courtroom. The judge explained that the decision was not connected to court rules or respect for the court. Instead, it was introduced as a safety measure for everyone attending the proceeding. As soon as the hearing began, the lead prosecutor informed the court that Dr. Riek Machar was still wearing a necktie despite the previous order. The prosecutor reminded the judge that the court had already given clear instruction during the last hearing, either for us the court to enforce its earlier decision before the proceeding could continue. After hearing the prosecutor's concern, Dr. Riek Machar lawyer responded. The defense lawyers argued that the earlier order was not specifically directed at his client. He said that if the prosecution wanted the restriction to apply to Dr. Riek Machar, it should have made a separate request asking the court to issue an order against him directly. The lawyer therefore opposed the prosecutor's objection. After listening to both sides, the presiding judge gave his decision. The judge said that every accused person must be treated equally before the law. He explained that court order apply equally to everyone standing trial unless the court decide otherwise. Because of that, the judge ruled that Dr. Riek Machar should also follow the same instruction as the other accused person. The judge then ordered Dr. Riek Machar to remove his necktie immediately before the hearing continued. According to the court, this instruction was based only on security consideration. The judge repeated that it had nothing to do with court procedures or with showing respect to the judges. After Dr. Machar removed the necktie, the hearing continued without further interruption. The court then returned to listening to the defense presented by Lieutenant General Gabriel Doblam, who is one of the people facing charge in the case. The hearing lasted for some time before the court decided to adjourn. The judges announced that the trial will continue on Wednesday when the defense of Lieutenant General Gabriel Doblam is expected to continue. This court case is connected to the fighting that took place in Nasser County in Upper State during March 2025. The government accused several senior officials and military officers of taking part in crime linked to the violence. Among the people standing trial are suspended First Vice President Riek Machar and several other co-accused. The prosecution alleged that soldiers connected to the SPLIO together with its fighters believed to be allied with the Norway army attacked an SSPDF military base in Nasser. According to the prosecution, hundreds of government soldiers lost their lives during the fighting, including a senior military commander. The government also claimed that military equipment value at millions of US dollars was either destroyed or taken during the attack. Because of this event, prosecutors have brought several serious charges against the accused person. These charges include murder, conspiracy, terrorism, treason, destruction of public property, and crime against humanity. However, all the accused persons have denied the allegation. They maintain that they are not guilty of the charges brought against them. As the trial continues, both the prosecution and the defense are expected to present more witnesses and evidence before the judge make any final decision. The court has not yet reached a verdict, and the case remains ongoing. Many South Sudanese continue to follow the trial closely because it involved some of the country's most well-known political and military leaders. The outcome of the case could have significant political and legal consequences for the country. For now, the judge continued to hear argument from both sides before reaching any conclusion. That is the latest update from the special court in Juba. Let's continue with South Sudan launch nationwide voter education campaign ahead of general election. Our next story focus on South Sudan is South Sudan preparation for the country planned general election, which are scheduled for December 22nd, 2026. On Monday, the National Election Commission officially launched a nationwide civic and voter education campaign in Juba. The campaign is expected to reach people across the country and help citizens to understand how the election process works. Government officials, election leaders, representatives from international organizations, civil society group, and development partner attended the launch ceremony. Many speakers shared one common message. They encouraged South Sudanese citizens to prepare for the election peacefully and responsibly. The National Election Commission say the campaign is designed to give voters the information they need before the election day. Many people in South Sudan have never voted in a national election since the country became independent in 2011. Because of this election, officials believe that public education is very important. The commission says citizens need to understand who is allowed to register, how voter registration will take place, how voting will be done, and why every eligible citizen should take part in the democratic process. According to election officials, the campaign does not belong to any political party or candidate. Instead, they said it belongs to every South Sudanese citizen. The goal is to help people make informed decisions without pressure, fear, or confusion. During the launch, the chairperson of the National Election Commission said this campaign marked an important moment in the country's story. He explained that elections are not only about choosing leaders, they are also about giving citizens the opportunity to take part in shaping the future of their country. He said every eligible voter should receive clear and correct information about the election process. This includes understanding voter registration, learning how to cast a ballot correctly, protecting the secrecy of the vote, and knowing the rights and responsibilities of every voter. Election officials also announced that special attention will be given to groups that often face challenges during election. These include women, young people, persons living with disabilities, internally displaced persons, returnees, and people living in remote communities. The Commission say no eligible citizen should be left behind because of disability, distance, age, or social status. To make the campaign successful, the Commission plans to work with many different partners across the country. Well, these include civil society organizations, political parties, church, community leaders, youth organizations, women groups, traditional chiefs, and the media. Officials believe that working together will help voter education reach more communities across South Sudan. Radio station, newspaper, television, social media, platform, public meeting, and community discussion are all expected to play an important role in sharing election information. The Commission also hopes local leaders will encourage peaceful participation and discourage violence during the election period. Vice President James Waniga also addressed the gathering during the launch ceremony. He encouraged South Sudanese citizens to register as voters once the registration process began. According to him, a credible election starts with an accurate voter register. He explained that when the voter register is complete, any trustworthy people are more likely to accept the election result. He said accurate voter registration help increase public confidence, reduce disagreement, and support peaceful election. The Vice President also encouraged citizens not to believe every rumor they hear during the election period. Instead, he advised people to rely on official information provided by election authorities. He reminded the public that peace is everyone's responsibility. According to him, political competition should never lead to violence. He urged communities to choose unity instead of division and to solve disagreement through peaceful dialogue. He stated that every South Sudanese citizen has an important role in helping the country hold peaceful and credible elections. Representatives from the United Nations mission in South Sudan also attended the event. Speaking during the launch, and a senior electoral affairs official say a successful election depends on informed citizens. He explained that when people understand the election process, they are more likely to participate peacefully and make informed decisions. The United Nations official also stressed that the importance of dialogue. He said discussion and peaceful communication are always better than conflict. According to him, building trust in the electoral process is essential if South Sudan hopes to conduct credible election. He added that peaceful election require cooperation from everyone: the government, political parties, civil society organizations, journalists, community leaders, and ordinary citizens all have responsibilities. He also pointed out that legal reform, political cooperation, and adequate financial support remain important if the electoral process is to move forward. Another speaker at the event represents the Constituted Joint Monitoring and Evaluation Commission, commonly known as RJMAC. He describes civic and voter education as one of the foundations of democracy. According to him, teaching citizens about election is much more than simply explaining how to vote. It is about helping people understand their rights, responsibilities, and the importance of participating in decisions that affect their country's future. He also called for equal opportunity for everyone. Women, youth, persons living with disabilities, internally displaced people, returnees, and residents of remote villages should all receive the same access to voter education material and election information. No group, he says, should be forgotten during this important national exercise. The Deputy Governor of Central Equatoria State also welcomed the campaign. He described the launch as an important step in South Sudan's democratic journey. He reminded those attending that the country has experienced years of conflict, political disagreement, and repeated delay in holding elections. He said many South Sudanese have waited a long time for the opportunity to choose their leader through voting. According to him, this campaign could help prepare citizens for that historic moment. He promised that the state government would support voter education activities through public awareness campaign, community mobilization, and logistical assistance. He encouraged local communities to participate actively and peacefully once voter registration began. If everything proceeds according to the current timetable, South Sudan plans to hold its general election on December 22nd, 2026. If this election takes place as scheduled, they will be the country first general election since independence 2011. Many people inside and outside South Sudan continue to watch the preparation closely. Some believe the election could become an important step towards strengthening democracy and promoting peaceful political competition. Others say that more work is still needed to ensure that all necessary conditions are in place before voting began. As preparation continues, citizens across the country are expected to receive more information about voter registration, election procedures, and their role in the democratic process. That concludes our second story. Well, if you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's meet on our third story.